Hi, welcome to an episode of I Don't Have the Answers, but let's talk about it anyway. I'm your host, Tim Four, and today's episode is about problem solving. Now, why do we need to talk about problem solving? What's the big idea? I thought about it as I'm scrolling through social media the other day. Every single person that I was reading about had a problem of some sort that could benefit from a few things that I'd like to talk about today. So today is about not how to solve your problems, so to speak, or I'm not going to give you give you a solution. I'm going to give you a couple steps that might help you be more efficient at solving your own problems. The first thing that I recommend in any situation where you think that you have a problem is stop. Why, Tim? What are we talking about? Why stop? I want you to stop, take a deep breath, and determine, is it truly a problem? Is it worth your energy? Is it worth your time? Is it worth your resources to solve this problem? So just stop. Stop complaining about it. Stop posting about it. Stop thinking about it until you can determine if it's worth being a problem to you. That could be it right there. You can have solved your problem with that first step. Once you determine if it's worth actually spending your energy and spending your time on, take it to the next step. The next step is, who does it affect? Does it affect just you? If so, deal with it. Move on. Why am I saying deal with it, move on? What I'm saying is, don't share it with the whole world if it doesn't affect the whole world. Keep it to yourself, fix your problem, move on. We don't all need to know about your ingrown toenail. Unless you belong to an ingrown toenail society that needs to share that information, then fine, go for it. But keep some of your stuff private. It's funny how everybody screams up and down that they need more internet privacy or they're more account privacy, but we don't respect each other's privacy. We don't respect our own privacy. So, I urge you to evaluate your problems, determine if they affect yourself, and keep them private if they need to be kept private. But in doing that evaluation, you can determine if you actually need to involve other people to come to a solution. So that first part of determining who is involved in that problem and the solution can be a very vital one. After you've determined who needs to be a party to your issue and your situation, then you can take the next step. The next step is to evaluate outcomes. Now, I've skipped over the problem-solving portion of this and went straight to outcomes for a reason. It's not until we realize that there could be negative and positive outcomes that we can start to formulate a plan. Once you've realized and came to terms with the fact that your problem might not end the way that you want it. Your goals might be to get one place. Take a wrong turn though, you're going to be somewhere else. And if you're not 100% comfortable with getting to that point, whatever you're doing might need to stop and reevaluate at that point. So, for instance, if you're dedicated to completing a marathon and you really want to just get to the finish line, you've got to come to terms with the fact that that's 26 miles plus of running that your body may or may not have ever done before. There are other outcomes. Injury is one of them. Illness is another. Understand that those are your potential outcomes before you start working or planning or training for whatever situation you have. The outcome may not be what you want, but once you realize that that is a potential, that is a possibility, then you can start formulating your plan. And obviously that is the next step. Work on a plan. Now a lot of people nowadays, they want to be spur of the moment. They want to run everything off of instinct. And that's great. If you have that ability, go for it. Me, I've got to plan things out. Just sitting here right now, recording this episode, took lots of planning to make sure that I had time to do it. Because, as you know, I have a wife, I have a son, I have a dog, I have family members. They all rely on me. My time is important. My time is valuable to them. Getting a chance to step out, do this, so I can help as many people as possible, that takes planning. I don't look at it as a problem, though. I look at it as very enjoyable to me. But your problem, your situation, might require more steps than you think. So plan it out. Think about it. Put plans on top of plans. Write it down. Be as organized as you possibly can. And I ask you to do that because the next step is reevaluate everything you've done up to this point. Don't take for granted that whatever you planned is the best option. You have to review it from start to finish to make sure that that's the best possible plan. Once you've gone through all those steps, you've stopped and you determined, is this really an issue? You've evaluated who's involved. You've contemplated all the different possible outcomes, and you laid your plan out. Reviewing is just a logical step. Making sure that everything you've done, all the effort and energy you put into creating a solution, making sure that it's the right solution and that you're aware of all of those steps. It's just the grown-up and responsible thing to do. Then you can execute. You go through and you follow your steps. You follow your plans. Go through step by step to make sure that you're doing it. And constantly refer back to your plan. Make sure that you're still on track. Because just laying it out there and putting all those number points down and doing those things beforehand means nothing if you get off track midway through. You've got to be dedicated to getting your problem solved. And once you do that, once you stay on track, if you've done everything else, you will come to the solution that you've laid out. Or you won't. But you've thought it all through. You knew what you're going to be getting into. There's no surprises. Now, some of you might be asking, what does that solve if you don't get to the point that you wanted to? Well, you've taken all the steps, you've done everything that you're supposed to. It's not always going to be guaranteed that your problem is going to get solved. Things happen. This is life. It's all chaos and shaken up all the time. Plans don't come out perfectly, but taking these steps can help mitigate all the possible outcomes and all the errors that you can run into. So be thoughtful and review often. And once you get to the end, don't stop there. Review your plan. Take a look and see the things that you've done right and what you've done wrong. Learn from those situations. So the next time that you have a problem like this, or even remotely like this, you know what's going to work and you know what's not going to work. I'm not saying it's going to make your job easier. Hell, I've told you before, I don't have all the answers. But I'll talk about it. Thank you for joining. I wish you all the best in your problems, in your life. Like and share us on all the social media platforms that you see. There should be a bunch of them listed at the bottom of this video. If not, find where the video was posted. Like us and share us there. If you have questions or concerns, you have a topic you want to talk about, let me know. I can talk about anything. If I can't, I'll find a guest. Heck, you might be the guest on the show next episode. Thank you very much. Have a great day.